Things we didn't get to in hashtag form with Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.
Hashtag displeasure for the tank. Yesterday, the 1-6, they are. They got a win against the Jaguars, and the season opened up, and they've just been piss poor awful ever since. Although they did give the New England Patriots a run for their money. The Houston Texans, star wide receiver Brandon Cooks, displeased with the fact that they traded away their RB1, Mark Ingram, to his former team, the New Orleans Saints, NOLA. Voiced his displeasure with the move, tweeting, "This is BS, such a joke," right after the deal was announced. So I guess maybe him and Mark Ingram are boys.
Well, now I know why you just sent me a trade for him, because you're going to have to throw a lot more than they got for their best option at running back.
No, well, they're going to have to throw a lot more anyways.
Yeah.
Whether or not
What's
Mark
the
Ingram
kid's
was
name?
there.
Mills or something? He's terrible.
So now...
I mean, he's not terrible, but he's just...
The
he's not
number...
good.
What is it? The number 3 thing trending on Google right now is Brandon Cooks.
Upset that they got rid of their number one
No.
RB1.
The Chiefs are looking into trading for Brandon Cooks.
That's why!
The New England Patriots are looking into trading for Brandon Cooks.
So I would like him to go anywhere.
Cooks could be on the move.
And I would like him to go today and suit up this Sunday.
As somebody who picked up David Johnson, the only competent pass catcher outside of Brandon Cooks in a Houston Texans uniform yesterday, I want to see Brandon Cooks go elsewhere.
I had David Johnson on my roster. I dropped him a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
Pretty bad performance.
How are you gonna know that they're going to trade?
Yeah, I didn't know.
Their crap,
I don't know.
Their crappy.
Well, you're right.
Crappy
We are
back.
approaching the NFL trade deadline, aren't we? For people that do play and are paying attention to it. It's in a couple weeks, isn't it? The NFL trade deadline?
It's on Tuesday.
Oh, it's that quick.
Yeah.
This Tuesday.
Which is interesting because a lot is being talked about with this Deshaun Watson thing. Now, the NFL has said that Deshaun Watson, they're not going to make it so he can't play. They're not going to put him on a reserve list or anything like that.
So he was accused by multiple women. 20-something women of sexual misconduct, and who knows what all the charges are. It's really bad.
Yeah.
Houston has said, okay, we're going to bench him because
we don't want this. This is a
we
bad
don't need this interference or this distraction.
And if you look at it, I mean, the community in Houston would be up in arms if they didn't punish this guy some way. But if he goes somewhere else,
he still needs to be, he still needs to have his day in court. He hasn't had that yet. Now, unfortunately, these proceedings can take forever to get done. So, before he is judged by a jury of his peers, or a judge if he chooses to go that route, the NFL said, all right, you can play. It's up to your team or if you traded or not. So, I'm pretty sure he's guilty, and I think he's probably a slime ball.
Yes.
I'm still glad that due process is happening, and he still is going to get, treated as an American, and we have to wait and see if he's guilty or not by a judge or jury, and then we can take action. But until then,
the Carolina Panthers said that they were interested, but all the uncertainty surrounding his situation, they couldn't make the leap in order to have him on the roster and have to deal with all the distractions. He said from day one that he wants to go to Miami to play, probably because there's a lot of massage parlors there. That's why Robert Kraft goes on there on the day of the Super Bowl. I don't know. There's still talk that Deshaun Watson's going to get traded to Miami, which is very interesting because Houston, guess who the first team they play after the trade deadline is?
Baltimore.
Miami Dolphins.
Oh, Miami Dolphins. I thought it was going to go the other way.
Now, I do think he would be ready to play that immediately, but I don't think Miami or Houston, both one-win teams right now, are in any position to care about winning games at this point because they're won one game this year.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, so big
trade
drama.
Deadline Tuesday.
Big drama. Deshaun Watson, Houston, Brandon Cooks, Mark Ingram. Did I say Deshaun Watson?
Now,
Miami, Houston.
Mike writes in, he says, only the NFL would force Gruden to resign, but let this guy play.
That's exactly what I
and
thought.
He used
that's exactly what I thought.
Raper play.
I mean, you're talking about 7 years ago. 7 years ago, this was an email that he sent out. But at the same time,
he has not faced a jury yet. We don't know if he's guilty of anything yet, even though we all feel that he is. But you still get your day in court, right? Otherwise, we lose the system.
What was John Gruden's day in court?
No, he resigned. He could have taken it there, but he didn't. Hashtag $63,000. That's what the Bitcoin is worth that Tom Brady gave the guy that gave the ball back. So outside of getting season tickets for this year and next year and a jersey and $1,000 credit store, Tom Brady gave him one Bitcoin, or I don't know, we gave him Bitcoin. They said the value is around $63,000.
Okay, that's pretty cool. I would take that over all that stuff you listed off yesterday.
And dealing with the headache of trying to sell a ball. The ball should be in the Hall of Fame. That's where it's going to go.
That's fine.
$63,000. I think he did okay. I think we're done. We can put that to bed.
Video game.
A lot of sports in the talk today. Did you hear hashtag he's the owner now? Ken Griffey Jr. bought into the Mariners.
Oh, good.
Kind of a cool story.
I love Ken
Came
Griffey
right out
Jr.
of high school, played for the Mariners.
Despite the fact that he tried to pick up on your wife when she was a teenager.
That's a great.
He was close. He was close to being a teenager at the time, too.
I love that story. I'm like, hey, did you get his number? I want to call him. I love Ken Griffey Jr.
What was your wife?
I have all of his rookie cards.
What was your wife doing?
She was a cheerleader. She was there selling concessions.
She was a high school cheerleader selling concessions.
He was 19 or wasn't he?
Yeah, he was young when he started in the league.
Yeah, he's only like a year older than us.
Yeah.
So, anyways, yeah. I don't know. Maybe my wife lied about it. And it never happened.
It was a different time. I don't think she would lie about that.
I don't think
because she's not
a liar.
She probably had no idea who he was. Some baseball player hit on me.
Yeah.
Because you know what? If she did have an idea who he was, your story would probably be a lot different.
Yeah.
This day.
Yeah. And this happened right before I met her, like the summer before. Like I think it was in August, and school started in obviously September.
The video game that is going to be hitting the video game sphere is based on a movie. Is A Quiet Place. There's going to be a video game based on The Quiet Place. This is a video game. Now, they describe it as terrifying, so it could be scary.
Have you seen the movie yet?
It's not good for kids. Yes, I've seen it.
Oh,
I saw it on the plane coming back from Chicago to Reno. Yeah, it was great. It was amazing.
And the second one's not bad either.
I got to see the second one.
I think it's just as good.
It's scheduled to come out next year. But for anybody who has kids that play video games, this is the one that you want them to get hooked on. Except for every once in a while when the alien thing,
sure, the creature
attacks, then it gets loud. That might scare you because you'll hear hours of silence, and then all of a sudden you'll hear this loud noise come up. But the number one annoying thing about video games is my kids, when they play them, they don't play them very often, but when they do, they have the volume at 75 when they play them. And it's like, dude, turn it down. They're in the video game room. They're downstairs. They're in the playroom. And we got the door closed, and it's still super loud. A Quiet Place video game. More video games need to be based on things in which you are quiet.
Hashtag National First Responders Day. A great day to say thank you to the folks that are there for us when we need them the most. Get a chance, say thank you to a first responder today. That could be anybody who you think is a first responder.
No. What is a first responder?
Well,
give me a definition.
Obvious. It's firemen. It's police officers. It's paramedics. The doctors.
Doctors are the first responders?
Doctors are first responders, sure.
Are they first responders? If they're in the ambulance, they're a first responder.
Why do you have to be in the ambulance? What if you walk right into an emergency room because something happens?
Okay, in that weird instance, yes. But the doctor that I go see that makes me wait 2 months because that's his appointment book is filled up for 2 months before I can see him, that's not a first responder, man. I'm sorry. That doctor is like the last line of defense.
Radio show hosts?
Are we first responders?
We got a letter from the government when the pandemic started, said we're first responders.
See, I say that's BS.
Well,
they're throwing the term around a little loose. Okay, I know you're looking for praise wherever you can get it, but I'm
here to give you the information that you need.
paramedics, police officers, fire,
branches
of the military.
Obviously, radio, no, but we did really get a letter.
Doctor,
though. That was legit.
Doctor, no.
Doctor, no. What about nurses? I say nurses
if
first
they work
responders.
in like an ER or something. Yeah, I think nurses. Yeah, because they're always they have to deal with everything as it comes in.
I think it's
and
anybody
then they
who
pass it off to
responds
the
first.
doctor.
Anybody who responds first. Thank you. Anybody who has the guts to put yourself out there.
What about
Thank
Santa
you.
Cruz Cindy? She was the first responder on the.
Thank you, Cindy. Santa Cruz Cindy sounds dirty. I don't know why. Sorry, Cindy.
Like not only an